Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am sharing with you some speed reviews of a whole lot of makeup products. I don't know if I've ever done a speed review that is this extensive. I have a desk full of products here in front of me, so I'm going to breeze through these today. Share with you guys what worked, what didn't. I've got a range here from some skincare products to setting sprays and concealers, lip balms, and everything in between. Before we get into the makeup though, if you are new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Make sure that your notifications are turned on. And now let's just get right into it. Okay, so let's start off with the skincare products. Now I have 4 skincare products to share with you guys. These all came from a YesStyle order. They're Korean beauty brands. I have liked most of the Korean beauty skincare products that I've tried over the years, and I like all of these. First off, this is my favorite of all of them. Now I don't use these every day. These are the hyaluronic acid eye patches. If you watched my last K-beauty video, you will have seen me use these. They are very nice. They feel so nice on the skin. Honestly, I just wish I had this as a serum to kind of put on my eyes, because I feel like the eye patches, although I'm sure they do something, they're just a little too high maintenance. I can't wait that long to do my makeup waiting for my eye patches just to sit there and soak into my skin. I'm sure it'd be good for me. But that said, if you're into eye patches, I think these were pretty affordable. I want to say they were, I don't remember. I want to say they were between $15 and $20. I could be wrong on that. I feel like I wouldn't have bought them if they were more than that, but I'm very happy with them. Next up, I picked up these Deep Vitamin C exfoliating pads. These are from, I think the brand is Medicube. I threw away the box that says what exactly these have in them. Honestly, all the writing on the back is Korean. I can't read exactly what's in these. I'm assuming some sort of vitamin C, and I know there's some other things in there as well. I like these a lot. Are they changing anything drastically about my skin? I honestly don't think I've ever tried a skincare product that I thought was that life-changing for me. Sometimes I feel like that's what we're hoping for or looking for, some sort of magic bullet for our skin, and it pretty much never happens, which I have come to the conclusion now that my skin is what it is, and I'm sure these products are good for it, but I don't know that they're like turning back the clock by 10 years. Anyways, these are just little pads. I actually cut mine in half to make them last longer because I just feel like one pad is just more than I need. I mostly like to concentrate these just kind of on the center of my face where I have all the hyperpigmentation. I have the larger pores. Again, I don't know if they're doing anything drastic, but I know that some sort of vitamin C product is good for my skin. I do feel like when I'm using something vitamin C related, it keeps my skin, especially my hyperpigmentation, from getting worse. And the same holds true for this right here. This is the serum I've been using from CosRx. This is the Vitamin C23 Super Vitamin E and Hyaluronic Acid Serum. Again, I don't know definitively that this is doing anything drastic or different from other vitamin C serums that I've tried. I will say this one's a little odd. It kind of smells like cereal that doesn't have sugar on it, like cereal breath. If you have kids that eat cereal, I don't know. I guess you'd have to smell it to understand what I'm talking about. But every time I put this on my face, I get that kind of like odd sort of cereal breath smell. It's not a terrible smell, but it's not a pleasant smell. I mean, we're not talking like the marshmallows and Lucky Charms. I'm talking like if your kid just ate a bowl of Rice Krispies or Corn Flakes without a lot of sugar on them. I know that sounds strange. Also, the serum, it's kind of this very strange, it's more like an oil, but it's not oily. It's an interesting vitamin C, I will say that. Again, I don't dislike it. It does sink in really quickly to the skin, which I like. And I can layer other products on top of it really easily without it kind of messing with my other moisturizers or sunscreens or foundations. So I do like it. I just think the smell is a little bit odd and the formula is a little strange. And then this right here is the Anua Peach 77 Niacin Essence Toner. Again, I like it. I kind of use this interchangeably with the vitamin C pads. Sometimes I'll try and use these at night and then use this in the day, but it just depends on what kind of skincare rotation I'm doing, or if I'm just really fast with my nighttime routine where I'll just wash my face and throw on some like retinol moisturizer or something. Feels nice on my skin. I don't know how much it's doing for me. I bought this after kind of being inspired by Nikki LaRose here on YouTube that uses like an essence on her clients for their skin prep. I actually don't use it that way because by the time I get to my makeup application, I've already put my sunscreen on and I don't want to wipe it off. So I don't want to put something like this on right before I put my foundation on when my sunscreen's already set. So it doesn't really work for me in that way. So again, not a fail. None of these have broken me out, which is a good thing, but I don't know that I'd say any of them are like changing my life. You should run out and buy them. Okay, we need to speed things up or this is gonna take too long. Let's talk about this foundation. I don't know that I've officially ever mentioned this in a favorites video. It's possible I have. I should have, because this is a great foundation. The more I've used it, the more I've come to really love this. It's the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation. It's very dewy, very hydrating, so if you have oily skin, I might stay away from this one, but I really like the formula, nice and hydrating. More than anything, the bottle. You guys, this is like one of the best high-end foundation pumps and bottles that I've ever tried. Maybe the Co-Sauce. The Co-Sauce one is also very good, but the pump is just so smooth. You can control how much you get. It doesn't leak. It hasn't broken yet, that's saying something. I've had a lot of high-end foundation bottle pumps that have broken on me. This one is lovely. It's nice and triangle shaped, which is just cute, and it's glass. It feels very fancy for how affordable this foundation is. Even though it's Sephora, it is pretty affordable. I think it's like $20 or $24. Okay, let's go. Couple of high-end concealers. This one from House Labs. I like this more the longer I've been using it. The biggest thing with this one that I don't like is it's expensive, and I'm much more critical of high-end concealers that don't give you a lot of product. This has 0.23 ounces in it, which is kind of an average amount, but what really gets me jazzed about a high-end concealer is not even the formula, it's when I get a lot of bang for my buck. For example, like my YSL concealer has 0.5 ounces in it. I think the Dior is the same. I want to say this one also has 0.5. You get tons of product in these, even though the sticker price is just a little bit more than the House Labs and the next one we'll talk about. The value is better, so I always appreciate that. I just wish every brand would just give you a little bit more. I mean, everything is so expensive these days. Just help a girl out, please. I kind of feel the same way about the Natasha Denona one. I think I like this one even more than I like the House Labs one. This is just a very interesting kind of dry formula. This one is much more creamy. It's very rich and pigmented, but it's also expensive, and you only get 0.236 ounces in this one, which I just know if I use this as often as I would like to, I would burn through it really fast and not want to replace it for that price tag. A couple drugstore concealers. I've really enjoyed the Pretty Smart concealer. This one also doesn't give you a lot of product. I'm a little more forgiving of this one because it's drugstore. I think this one was I want to say it was like either $8.97 or $9.97. This one has a tiny amount, 0.18 ounces, but I do really like the formula and the color. By the way, the color I have is light, medium, warm. These two right here, also drugstore. These are from the brand Relove by Revolution. They're super concealer. These have even less, 0.10 ounces in these bottles, which is very deceiving in my opinion. These look like an average sized concealer bottle. I don't think I've ever tried a concealer that only gave me 0.1 ounces. That's almost nothing. If you use this every day, you would run out within the week, honestly. I also don't really love either of these shades. I have C6, which is very light and very cool and almost like bluey pink toned or gray toned. And then C11.2, which is a little too dark for me. Also quite peachy. Honestly, the undertones were a little bit off. Maybe there's something in between these that would have worked for me better, but for that little product, even though these were $5 a piece, I mean, that's so little product. You would just run out of it too fast to even make it worth your trip to the drugstore, in my opinion. Plus, I just feel like I got scammed. And that probably bothers me more than anything. Like, just make it little. If there's very little product in it, just make it small so we're not all suckered into buying it. Couple more foundations. Pretty Smart foundation. I was not a fan of this. Now, I got the shade wrong. This is 320 Light Medium, which is too dark and kind of too peachy for me. But more than anything, the formula of this one, I found it to get a little bit oily and kind of break apart after just 3 or 4 hours, which is pretty rare. It's rare that a foundation falls apart on me because I have very dry skin, but this one I just didn't think looked amazing on my skin. Then I have the e.l.f. Soft Glam foundation. This is a good foundation. I know there's been a lot of hype around this foundation. The package is really nice. It looks very small, and I think that's one of the things that makes me like, is that an ounce? I feel like it can't possibly be 1 ounce because it looks so small. I'm sure that it is. I'm sure they're not. That would be illegal, right? For them to lie to us on the actual package. Anyways, I really like this foundation. I feel like I haven't fallen as hard in love with it as a lot of other people have, which I feel like I should because it's $8 for an ounce of foundation, which is a fantastic price. I just don't know why I'm not more excited about this one in the way that like my Maybelline excites me so much. Maybe it's the packaging. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it will grow on me over time. I'm still using it. I'll definitely keep it around and try and continue to use it and get to know it a little better. It's good. I feel like I should like it more than I do, I guess is what I'm saying. Speaking of, I feel like I should like it more than I do. Actually, there's a lot of products today that I feel like I should like more than I actually do. Let's go with this one. The Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked Palette. I got the customized packaging. I think if you buy it from Sephora, this is the one that has the eye, like the eagle eye or something on it. I've had this on my desk and I rarely reach for it. I have to force myself to reach for this, which seemed to be the problem with my original Ambient Lighting Ghost palette. It took me years to realize that I kind of like that palette. I just think the $90 price tag, I can't get over. Like, I just can't. It's unforgivable to me, even though I get it and I think the product is good. There's just something about, for a couple of blushes, knowing I spent that much that I think just makes me a little bit sick to my stomach every time I use it. I think the blushes are beautiful and the bronzer's nice. Even the highlighter is nice, but I did mention that in my dupe video that these are very similar to blushes that I already own. I think that's probably the thing that's really holding me back. In addition to the $90 price tag, it just makes me feel like that was maybe a ripoff. Another thing I feel like I should like a lot more than I do is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes Neutrals eyeshadow palette. I feel like so many people love this palette. It's really good quality. It's just so boring. I don't know. I mean, that's coming from someone that has really been in like a kind of boring rut with my makeup lately, and a boring in a way that I like. Like, I just like neutrals and kind of warmer neutrals on myself lately, even some cooler neutrals. So I guess the only reason I'm discovering that I don't love this palette or have not fallen in love with it, even though the quality is great, is that there are no shimmers inside, which I knew going in. My favorite part about eyeshadow is a beautiful shimmer on the lid, and knowing that this just doesn't have one, even though I could reach for something else, it just makes me not very excited when I open it up, which I think is why I don't reach for it very often. Let's talk about these two palettes right here from Natasha Denona. Neither of these are regrets for me. I actually really like both of these palettes, but I don't think you need them both. I feel like they're similar enough to each other that they seem kind of redundant, even though they're definitely not dupes. I wouldn't say there are dupes in these palettes, but they're pretty close. And considering these palettes were released so close together, I don't know. I just feel like there is no reason to own both of these. That said, I don't know for sure which one I like better. I'm leaning towards thinking I like the golden just a little bit better, because I feel like you get some more variety with, like, I love this kind of creamy matte ivory up here. It's so versatile and gorgeous. I love the deep brown, but I also I do love that slip cream formula in here. It is very, very pretty. This one down in the corner right here. This one's just a little, I don't know, I would say this one's more of like a slightly yellowy gold, although even that sounds wrong. I don't like yellowy golds. The only shade in here that is truly a yellow gold is this one at the bottom. That's the only shade in here I don't like. I do feel like you get a little more, maybe a little more variety in this one. Honestly, it's a toss-up. Pick one. You don't need them both. If you have one, I would not recommend getting the other. I just don't know that the difference is worth the massive price tag. Let's go through some blushes. I have this House Labs, what were these called? Color Rise Glassy Blush Balm. Honestly, look at that. You don't even get that much product. If you use this on your lips, and I think I like it better on my lips than I do on my cheeks, this thing was pricey. That is, I've only used it like twice. That is almost no product. I mean, a chapstick brand chapstick probably gives you more than that. I feel like that's kind of a ripoff. Honestly, this might be one of my biggest regrets of the year. I didn't love it on my cheeks. I didn't dislike it. I just have other formulas that I like better. It did feel nice on the lips, but again, this thing was like 30 bucks and you don't get that much inside. Let's see, hold on. 0.18 ounces. Yeah, this thing is not gonna last very long. Color's beautiful, but definitely not worth it. And it reminds me a ton of the formula of my Hard Candy lip balms, which I love. And I don't think you can find those anymore at the drugstore, but they were like $4 or $5. Got two mascaras, both of which were fails for me. This one, the Pretty Smart Falsies mascara, was a major fail. I did not like this at all. It ran a lot on me. It kind of hurt my eyes, like it stings when you put it on, which is a new sensation that I don't often feel with mascaras. I just didn't like this one. They have a couple other versions that you could try. Also the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer Mascara. I feel like brown mascaras are kind of making a comeback, I've heard. It's okay, like it doesn't do terrible things for my lashes. It actually wears pretty well. It's pretty budge proof. I don't know. I'm a black mascara girl. I've never been one to reach for a brown mascara. I feel like I should hold on to it and try it a little longer. Maybe it'll grow on me. I just feel like it's kind of a novelty. It's maybe like a TikTok thing. I moved over cheek products too quickly. I've got a couple more. First off, this LA Girl Blush Stick in Hot Nights. This was affordable. It's nice. It's very vibrant. So if you have light or fair skin, I mean, you're gonna need to be very light-handed with this shade. It kind of reminds me of the formula of the Persona ones. However, if you look how much product you get in here, and by the way, mine came kind of broken, like it was separated inside the lid, which is when I discovered that it doesn't give you that much. That's it. That's all you get. Just that much product. If you compare it to one of the Persona blush sticks, you get so much more product in these. I mean, look at that. That's a ton. So yeah, I mean, obviously these are more expensive. So maybe if you're looking for something, an alternative to these that's more affordable, this might be a good option for you. I'm not all that excited about it. This right here is from Pretty Smart. This is their Liquid Lip and Cheek Stain. I bought this for the video where I tried out this brand and used it on my cheeks. I liked it okay in that video. I'll be honest guys, I haven't reached for this since. I did leave it out on my desk with the intention to reach for it again. I can't pinpoint exactly why I haven't been reaching for this. I think the color is just a little vibrant for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just the formula. Maybe it's the fact that these have been distracting me so much lately, my Milk Jelly tints. It's kind of a nice, if you like that kind of tint, liquidy tint gel-like formula, this feels really nice on the skin. Like it really feels gel-like and kind of soaks in eventually to the skin. It's not quite as sticky as the cream blush is. It's a pretty shade. I don't know. I feel like this is probably gonna get cluttered. These right here from Sydney Grace. These are the Sydney Grace cream blushes in Dreamy, and then I also have the shade Lovebirds. These are both really lovely. I feel like they're kind of just a standard cream blush formula. They're not overly buttery or greasy or emollient, but they're also not really the type that really set down. They're just a nice basic formula. The colors are really lovely. At this point, I have so many liquid and cream blushes. It's gonna take a lot to really impress me or excite me. These are definitely good, but if you have a large collection, I don't know that you need to run out and get at least these two shades, which are both pretty basic. They're pretty, I just probably didn't need them. Okay, a couple more lip products. I have this lip gloss from House Labs. This surprisingly, it looks tiny. It looks like one of my mini Fenty glosses actually, but you get quite a bit of product in here. It's actually kind of deceiving, especially after my rant about this. This one is in the shade Guava. It gives you 0.25 ounces. That's not a ton, but a lot of like NYX glosses, I think they give you closer to 0.19 or 0.2. I like the packaging. It's cute. I'll be honest though, guys. I had this in my purse for a while, and even in my purse, I didn't use it a ton. It's very pretty. This shade is lovely. I don't know. I don't know why this House Labs brand is not jazzing me up. Like I feel like so many people love this brand. I don't know, a lot of the products I just have not been like wowed by. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm picky, or I'm just to the point where I just have so much now. Takes a lot to impress me. Just a couple other lip products. This Pixie lip product, I think I said in the video where I picked this up at my Walgreens because it was like 70% off. It's just basically a tinted lip balm. It's a very corally color. Not any pink in it at all. If you don't like pink in your lip products, you might like this color, which I think is Juicy. I probably won't get a lot of use out of this because I didn't love the color as much, but it was nice. If you can find it on sale, I would say maybe go for it. I just don't think I'll probably get a lot of use out of this. This is from Physicians Formula. They sent this to me. This is the Butter Tinted Lip Conditioner. They sent me the shade Beach Bronze. I actually like the formula of this. It's very comfortable. I don't love this shade, and I'm pretty sure there is another shade of these, at least one, maybe two, that's more pink. This shade is very brown toned. These kind of shades I do not like. I need a little bit of pink in my lip products, or I just feel like that color doesn't look very good on me, or I'm just not into it right now. And then my Persona Day Mask. I think I did mention this in a monthly favorites video. This spent a good amount of time up in my purse. I really like it. It's a very good basic lip balm. It kind of reminds me of the Laneige. I don't think I like it quite as much as I like my Laneige Glowy Balm, but it's very pretty and hydrating. It's kind of more of a clear, has a very subtle pink shimmer to it. This also came in that K-Beauty order where I tried out the skincare products. This is actually marketed as kind of like the Kaja Face Trios, a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer, but it's the size of the Kaja Eye Trios, which was a bit of a problem for me. I'll be honest, the size of this makes me very unlikely to reach for this for my cheeks, although I did like the bronzer and the blush. I just wish they were a little bit larger. The highlighter I didn't like for my face. I felt like it was a little bit thick and chalky, reminded me much more of an eyeshadow. I think this makes a better eyeshadow palette than it does a cheek palette. But it was very affordable. I want to say these were only like $5. I think they had a couple different shade options. So if the Kaja Trios were just outside of your budget, but you wanted to try something similar, you happen to be over there getting some skincare products or something else, I wouldn't say it was bad. I just don't like this size for my cheeks, but you definitely can use this on the eyes. Okay, just a couple more things. I have 2 lip liners. First off, this one I also got from, actually I think I might have gotten this one on Amazon, but it's from the brand The Same, which is a K-Beauty brand. I love this lip pencil. Now it's not long wearing exactly. Oh shoot, and I don't even know what color it is because it's worn off. I've had this in my purse for the last, I want to say it's been like 8 months, and I use this quite often. It's a very nice pencil. It's a little bit dry and stiff. It kind of reminds me of the MAC formula. So there's the color right there. It's just a basic medium nude pink. I throw this on my lips all the time if I'm just jumping in my car and have nothing on my face. I need to run into the drugstore or something and I just feel like I look a little dead. I'll throw this on, maybe a little bit of balm or gloss on top, and it just livens my lips up a little bit. It's very nice pencil. I think it was only like $5. I'll link it down below from Amazon if I can still find it for you guys. This pencil right here, this is from LYS. This is the shade Driven. I didn't really like this pencil. This also wasn't a long wearing formula. This specific shade was a little too brown for my liking. And I'll be honest guys, the thing that annoys me the most about this, well, I love the LYS triangle packaging and most things. For the pencil, sharpening this thing is super annoying. I mean, you can sharpen it with a normal pencil sharpener, but it's just not, there's something kind of satisfying about sharpening a pencil that sharpens really well that this doesn't give you because it's just kind of like blocky and chunky and awkward to sharpen. And it kind of just makes me annoyed with it. This right here is the NYX Pro Fix Concealer Stick. This thing was a total fail. I didn't really like the formula. I thought it was too creamy for a stick formula. If I'm trying out a stick formula, I like something that's kind of stiff and budge proof. This was just way too creamy for what I would like it for. And also I got the shade wrong. This is in the shade Neutral Tan, which was way too dark for me, but yeah. I definitely won't go back to try another shade. I didn't really love the formula. And then last but not least, I have 2 setting sprays. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Setting Spray, which I think I've talked a few times about, but I just wanted to emphasize again how good of a setting spray this is. It is very pricey, but I do really like it. If you use a lot of setting spray or you need a good long lasting setting spray, I do think this does a really good job. I wish it wasn't so expensive. This one right here, the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. This was sent to me by Milk. I like this setting spray. It's much more of a dewy setting spray in the way like the Pretty Fresh setting spray is. It's kind of just more hydrating to kind of like set all your makeup and get rid of that kind of powdery look. But I've just gone through this so fast. I don't use this very often and it's already half gone. Now they do make a bigger bottle that you can buy. This one is only I think like 1.3 ounces or something. 1.69 ounces, but I'm going through this so fast. I do love the sprayer on this one. I think the sprayer on this is like the best sprayer I think I've ever tried. It's just super smooth and fine and slow. I wish that the top unscrewed so that when I run out of this one, I can put my cheaper setting sprays into the bottle and use the bottle, but I don't think that's gonna work because I don't think I can get the top off. Maybe. We'll see if I can like pry it off when it's gone. Kind of pricey and you go through it super fast because quite a bit comes out when you spray. Okay, I think that is everything. Hopefully I didn't forget something. Usually there is something that has kind of wandered off that I've maybe forgotten about. So if you think of anything that you've been dying to hear my updated thoughts on, please let me know down below. But that is going to do it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you're doing well and I will see you in my next video. Bye.